In this video, we cover one of the most important functionalities of Excel, which is essentially freezing contents of a cell while using it in a formula. Now, we'll understand the relevance of this and the importance of this as we go along. But this, in a sense, is one of the critical understanding parameters in Excel if you're going to build long, big, detailed models, because this can significantly enhance your efficiency while doing that modeling exercise. We have clubbed it under data representation because eventually it's in a form of representation that you're looking at. Let's say we have data for a company which is given where sales for 4 years are given in rupees crore, raw material cost is given in rupees crore, and salary cost is given in rupees crore. I want to find out what is the raw material cost as a percentage of sales and what is the salary cost as a percentage of sales. Now, logically, something to be represented as a percentage of sales, if I have to calculate raw material cost as a percentage of sales, that's 28899 divided by 42645. I'm using these two numbers. So that gives me the raw material cost as a percentage of sales. For this number, it will be 2431 divided by 42645. That's what we are looking at, right? Let's calculate one or two of these. So let's just do a quick calculation. 27,142 divided by 35,849, and it doesn't come in the correct format. So I have to convert it to percentages. Now the problem that occurs here is that, remember, Excel copies formulae, right? So if I actually were to do a control C here and do a control V here, what it does is it automatically shifts the reference to the next cell because it copied the formula. Here the formula was cell C7 divided by cell C5. Here it became D7 divided by D5. Similarly, I can drag it again on the right side and it will become E7 divided by E5. So logically, as I'm dragging it on the right side, it is doing what it is supposed to do in terms of calculation or movement of the references automatically. That's good for us because that ideally is what we wanted to do. But note the problem that happens if I actually do a control C and try and copy and paste it here. What I get is an error. This is called a divide by zero error, is because now it is dividing 1278 by 0. What happened? When we dragged this down, both these references, C7 became C8 and C5 became C6. Now C6 is 0. There's nothing in C6, right? So we want it to divide or point still to C5, right? So one way is we do it manually and divide it by C5 and get the number as 4%. So that's one way to do it, but that's not the neatest way to do it, right? Suppose we have hundreds of rows and hundreds of columns. Is there a way we can copy and make this formula work in such a fashion that it automatically moves downwards but does not distort the formula? So note, my problem statement is when I move downwards, I want to ensure that C7, which is raw material cost right now, becomes C8, salary cost. But I want to ensure that C5 stays where it is. It does not move, right? How do we do that? For that, you need to press the first, double click this so that the formula is shown. Click on C5, put the formula there, click on C5 and then press F4. Press it once, right? So what do? We click on C5 and then press F4 once. So click on C5, press F4. What you see interestingly is that there are two dollar signs that come in front of both C and 5. Now let's press enter. Nothing changes in the formula, but if you now double click it, it'll show C7 divided by C5, but there's a dollar sign both in front of C and in front of 5, correct? Now let's see what intriguing thing happens. When I drag it downwards, remember earlier it was giving a error. It was giving an error of divide by 0. Now it doesn't. If you double click it, what it does is it takes C7 to C8, when you drag it downwards or copy and paste it downwards, but it freezes the content of cell C5, right? So what it does is, in a sense, when you're dragging it downwards or copying and pasting the formula downwards, one part of the formula, which is referencing a particular cell, has been frozen at this point of time, correct? So that's what the freeze function does. However, so this solves our problem when we are taking it down vertically. Let's see what happens when we take it on the right side horizontally. It gives us a number 74%, but now it is distorting things a little bit. You see that the formula has been frozen once again to the sales of the previous year. So if we are moving rightwards in terms of our data, we are dividing this year raw material cost by last year's